Hello and welcome to this live reading I'm your host, Cuddy J. Mitchell, on my channel, Journey into the Soul. And we're just going to do a little card reading today and see what our guides and spirit have to offer for us at this space in our life. So to begin, we always open these with a little invocation, a little heart centering, to really get into a place where we can receive. So at this time, I'd like to invite you to just gently close your eyes, bringing that awareness inside, checking in with the body, checking in with the breath, just seeing where you're at, what's up for you. Notice any subtle or not so subtle sensations or emotions. Knowing that whatever you're feeling is okay. It's where you are and it's okay. All emotion is temporary, is fleeting, and changes just as we do. So gently begin letting your breath be a little deeper and slower. And you might even feel called to place one hand on your chest and another on your belly, helping to physically connect with the sacred within. With your hands on your chest or your belly, as you breathe, you can feel as your body rises with the breath. And see if you can intentionally slow this down just a little more. Slowing our breath down and breathing deeper and slower can help to regulate the autonomic nervous system, helping to move us away from fight or flight and into a space of balance and harmony. And gently begin breathing this slow breath into your heart in the very center of your chest. And with your awareness in your heart, make a personal prayer or request. Ask a question, just whatever is on your heart, whatever you need clarity or guidance around. Just bring this into your heart and offer it up to your guides, to spirit. And in this expanded space, we welcome in our guides, our angels and ancestors, wisdom keepers of time. We welcome you in to hear our prayers, to hear our calls for clarity and guidance, and to help you bring forth the perfect answer, the perfect information, the perfect bit of clarity that we need at this time. We are thankful for your ever-present guidance. So it is, so shall it be. Aho. Now, while I go and work on calling out the cards with the assistance of our guides, I just want to invite you to stay in that place of your heart and see if you can still maintain that deep breath, the focused awareness, And make sure your question, your call for clarity or guidance is clear within your heart. Still breathing deep and slow. Kind of getting all the cards this morning. One more. Okay. And then I'm going to pull one card that we're going to read from our animal guides. Okay. All right. It's always kind of funny how what happens with cards and if they run away or if they pop out or how it all works. So, all right. It's interesting. All right. So I'm doing the reading today from our Energy and Spirit Oracle deck by Sandra Anne Taylor. And then I'm going to I've pulled one card from this Animal Guides Tarot by Radleigh Valentine. And I'll just read that one from the book. But what's interesting is I pulled this card. Our first card is Past Life Guides. We'll get into the symbolism in a moment. The tagline is Karmic Lessons and Present Assistance. Well, right as I was going to start reading this, I heard, there's this little knock knock thing that I do on the cards sometimes where ultimately it's just picking up the top card. Like I know that's our card. And it's kind of because I hear this knock knock and I know it's the top card. Anyway, sometimes I knock on them, even though it's kind of repetitive. But where I'm getting to is as I was about to share the reading, I heard that I needed to pair whatever was on the top with our past life guides, which actually works really well as it would, because the pairing card is connections, partnership, contract, and commitment. So especially since our past life guides are a lot about, obviously helping us in this lifetime and where we're going. They're also about helping us learn karmic lessons and, provide us with assistance with what we're moving through. Right now, it's like they're saying you need to connect with us. You need to make a greater connection with us. Sometimes we walk around the world and we want to make connections with other people, which is important and really beneficial. And yet we'll still feel so alone, right? We'll go home at night, or maybe we're alone, or maybe we have a spouse or a partner or kids. But at some point in the day, we still find ourselves feeling alone. And that's really, that feeling of aloneness is a symptom or a evidence of our disconnection from our deeper selves and also from our guides, because they want us to remember that we're never alone. And sometimes when we're seeking connections in others, we really need to be seeking the connection with them. We need to remember our partnership with Spirit, our partnership with God and the guides, our angels, whatever the universe, whatever words you use, we're in partnership with something. We're co-creating in this life, right? And so they want you to remember that connection. This card is also, it's about contract and commitments. So I'm hearing it's the contract that you put into place before you came here. It's the commitments you have made in this lifetime that you're here to uphold. And they want to help they want to help guide you to those. And they want you to help feel less alone and more guided and more aware of what it is that you're here to do. And so right now there might be some challenges, there might be things arising in your life that are actually difficult to manage or deal with. And those challenges are actually they're like a peak. I'm seeing like a peak hole into what needs to be solved, or what your next level of growth is, or what your next stage of evolution is. They're a clue into where you need to go. And so by sitting with whatever challenges are arising, by communing with your guides and making that connection between yourself and your spirit, This is going to help give you that clarity and the guidance that you need in order to overcome whatever setbacks or challenges you feel like you're experiencing, and help you move forward with greater clarity and ease. So, lean back into that connection and embrace it. It's here to help you. Yeah, especially if you feel alone. I mean, just remembering that they're there with you can help take so much of that away. Our next card is mindfulness. We've gotten this one before: peaceful presence, quiet mind. This is, so much about just integrating mindfulness into our life. This is more than just having a mindfulness practice. I think if you're coming to this session or this channel, or you probably have some form of mindfulness practice, but this is bringing that peaceful presence, that quiet mind into those moments of challenge that we were just kind of talking about. I'll give an example, even just from my own life. This morning, I woke up and it was just kind of had that, bit of funk on me. I went and I did my meditation in the morning, and I just kind of didn't really feel 100%. And what I did was I just took a pause, a intentional pause beyond my meditation, beyond everything else, and just sat where I was. It was actually in the studio, but on the other side, there's a bed. And I just sat in front of it and breathed and was present, and then did what I could to bring that mindfulness into everything that I was coming into. So into my goodbyes with my children as they were headed off to school, into my work that I've started today. And it's an ongoing practice, because especially when we're doing work and we want to remain mindful, our human brain, our human body is so used to sometimes skirting off and moving really quick and doing things, very intentionally, as we should be. And sometimes we are just working out of habit and our mind is going really fast and we're getting a lot done. And I'm laughing because I just heard something, and I'll share this in a minute. And sometimes we think we're being mindful and we're really not. We think we're being present because we feel present with what we're doing. But when our minds are kind of all over the place and moving super fast, that's a key that we need to just slow down and breathe a little deeper and be more present with what we're doing. And what I was laughing about, I heard, how mindful you're being with your work. I'm talking about on a computer, based on how many tabs you have open. And I'm laughing as I look at I'm like, I need to close some tabs. That's spirit reminding me I could be more mindful with my work, right? So how much are we trying to do at once? That takes away from the mindfulness. If we can do one action at one time and stick with one movement at a time, that will help us to bring more presence into what we're doing. Okay. And then our final card from this deck is creation, so soul expansion, and something new. We've talked about this before. Every moment is a new opportunity to start again. We are co-creators. We are creators by nature, by birthright. We are creators, and everything that we're doing is a creation. And this is just a reminder to bring your soul, your sunshine, your heart into your creations. Bring your presence, your mindfulness, your spirit connection into your creations and your co-creations with the universe. Okay. That feels very complete on those cards. If anything else comes, I'll share. And then I'm going to read this one card. This is the Knight of Earth. It's the Seahorse. And again, this is from my Animal Tarot Cards deck. It's actually a new deck from Hay House. And I love it so far, but I love, all the decks. I love animals, and so I'm really appreciative of the animal tarot. If you like tarot decks, this is a little different, because instead of it having like swords or pentacles, it's got earth, air, water, and fire as the house cards. So that's pretty cool. It's a little different. So we have the Knight of Earth. And I'll just read the little tagline at the bottom. It repeats it in the message, but I'll read it anyway. It's important to make a detailed plan before starting any new endeavor. Once your plan's in place, then you can take action and get what you need accomplished. I'm reading that I summarized a little. Going about things with, okay, so right now you should go about things with patience and caution and dedication to your cause. Remember that you are being watched over and protected. The message of this card is twofold. First, it indicates the need to make a very detailed plan before moving forward. Second, once this plan is in place, it asks you to take action to get as much accomplished as possible. Which part of this message is intended for you depends on where you are in your own process. If your plan of action right now feels vague or non-existent, this seahorse asks you to take no action until you have one. This is that communing with our spirit guides to have a better idea of where we're headed, right? If you already have the plan, then you are effectively being told, get busy now. It's important to have an eye for detail and to put other people first in some moments. The seahorse can represent a person who is trustworthy, dedicated, protective, and funny. He's also always prepared. If he comes in to help you with your project, you can expect it to go flawlessly. He's no stranger to hard work and getting things done. However, he doesn't race to the finish line. He takes time in order to make sure everything is perfect. This is that mindfulness in each action. Because of that, he's probably not the right guy for you if you're in a rush. Right? We got to slow down. Consider asking the thoroughbred horse, the Knight of Air, if you're in a hurry and you need help slowing down. However, if you have the time, please excuse my dog. We're actually babysitting right now, and there's probably another dog walking by. Okay, let's see. However, if you have time and want everything just so, then the seahorse is your man. Seahorses have been around for millions of years, yet have changed very little. They're slow swimmers and camouflage themselves among seaweed and coral. Reflecting the dependability and caution aspect of this card, another fascinating fact about seahorses is that the male gestate and give birth to the babies. Hence, they symbolize excellent fathers as well as alternative role models, such as stay-at-home dads and working moms. Seahorses have an exoskeleton, a bony skeleton on the outside of the body, which symbolizes protection, much like how your guardian angels surround and protect you. So that is a beautiful way to end that reading. It's so very symbolic of this message I keep hearing of around action. And I'm going to hold this up around action and finding the place of pause in the action. A dear friend of mine recently, actually just came in the mail yesterday, gifted me with this copy of the Tao Te Ching. And if you've ever read it, you know that this is all about achieving everything through non-action. And so that's really been very prominent in messages. And so I want to remind you that even though the seahorse is telling us we need to act, we need to get moving, we've got work to do, sometimes that action is non-action, right? Non-action is an action. It's a choice to not do anything. It's a choice to do things differently. And so maybe it's that we need to act on taking care of ourselves. Maybe you've been hearing for some time that you need to increase your meditation practice. Maybe you've been hearing for some time that you need to go on a vacation. Those are all actions, right? Maybe you've been hearing for some time that there's so much resistance in you around the work that you're doing and the job that you're doing that maybe you don't like going to work and getting up and heading out the door in the morning. And you just that choice to hold on to it, whether it feels like it or not, is really an action. And by us choosing a new action of releasing that resistance, practicing mindfulness at our work, learning to see other people as really a mirror image of ourselves, as the world reflecting back to us something within us that needs to be seen. That one's a hard one to sometimes do. But when we can do that, when we can look at the world in this way, this starts to shift our actions. right? Sometimes we're doing a lot of work and we're doing it in a way that's actually not helpful for us in the future. Like it's a lot of, analytical action, ego action. And ultimately, the best thing we could have done in that moment is put away all of that. Keep hitting my flowers. Is put away all of that and just sit and be and listen for the right action to arise from within, from our guides. And so ultimately, I'm sharing all of this to ensure that we are making sure that we're taking right action and not superfluous action, right? Those are two different things. When we don't want to be acting needlessly. So just hold that all in your heart. Remember, you are loved and you are protected by your guides. They want to commune with you. They want you to connect with them. They want you to not feel alone. They want you to feel held in their presence. And they want to help guide you to that next step. Connecting with them is an action that we should be taking that's going to help us take us in to that greater heart-centered, spirit-connected action. So I hope that something in this reading stuck out for you. I hope that it was helpful for you. If you feel called, you can leave some comments in the chat below. And of course, always feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. I do these readings a one-on-one as well. If you'd ever like to do a personal reading, just let me know. We can hook something up. And of course, if you're new to this channel, the invitation is to always subscribe and continue hanging out over here with me and some of the other people. So, all right, lots of love to all of you. I hope you have a beautiful day ahead, a beautiful week. Until next time, and see you later.